I feel like the world needs to know what we talked about here today.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
everybody. Hi, Fifth Viking. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. I mean, it's about the same time as it is for you. So considering it early in the morning, since it's my only day that I can sleep in.
Yeah. Oh, I feel you. I mean, you can hear in my voice, I have not said very many words yet this morning, but
Yeah.
first thing I wake up and I just hear the words "Puff take over" and like, oh boy, I gotta get dressed. Like,
Well, the first thing I noticed is the Hufflepuff. So you're probably excited for the new Harry Potter game that just announced.
I don't keep up with a lot of gaming news, but that is cool that there's a new Harry Potter game coming
It
out.
was only just announced, what, 2 days ago, 3 days ago?
2 or 3 days ago. Cool.
On the PlayStation reveal event.
Ah, it's a new
So yeah,
PlayStation.
Wednesday night at 10 p.m.
Sweet. Well, I mean, Puff Pride for sure.
Hogwarts Legacy, I think it was.
Cool.
It's going to be set before the events of Harry Potter, so in the 1800s.
Oh, that is really neat. Yeah.
And then, well, obviously, they also announced the
I can't hear
PS5,
what you guys
so
are
that's
saying,
that.
so.
Yeah. I was just going to say Little Red Rock's a Gryffindor. I'm a Hufflepuff.
This is true.
I have no idea
Depends on
what I am. I think I want to be Ravenclaw just because they're not really the ones that people talk about.
It's the unique house. Yeah, I mean, like, I have plenty of friends that are Ravenclaw. It's a good house to be in, for sure. I think that when I took the test, it, like...
Oh, yeah, there's tests for it.
There was one test I took that gave percentages of which house you're technically in, and while the majority of my test results were Hufflepuff, the second most popular was Ravenclaw. So, if we're talking like astrology, where you have your sign and then your moon, I think Hufflepuff's my sign and Ravenclaw's my moon.
Yeah, I can see that. The thing that I'm thinking with how people are going to be like, oh, everybody wants to be either Gryffindor or Slytherin because those are the two major houses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I was upset at first when I got Hufflepuff, and I was like, "No, I want to be Gryffindor." I was like, probably.
And I think most people are like that
when they took the sorting quiz or whatever, and so I was like, "No, I have to be Gryffindor," and I retook the test and tried to change all of my answers so they'd be the Gryffindor answer, and I'd get Gryffindor. And even when I changed my answers and tried again, I was still Hufflepuff. So I was just like, "Well, I must live with this now. This is it. This is the truth." So here I am. Yeah.
But I also think, I take it that you guys didn't follow the PS5 event. For me, it's big because I also work in retail, so I need to be on top of a lot of this stuff so that I know what's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I love the PlayStation, so for that reason, I wanted to see it also.
Yeah, I don't keep up with the PS5 event. Did you know anything about the...
I mean, I knew about the release. I didn't watch it, though.
Okay. He didn't watch the...
How you guys about Final Fantasy, then?
It's weird, because, like, he can't hear you at the moment, but you can hear him, so I don't know what information I need to pass along. I'm totally forgetting to read the chat.
You're fine.
Okay.
Hunter is saying that 5 minutes has passed.
Has it?
What's up?
His timer hasn't gone off.
Still got 50 seconds.
I've got 50 seconds. What do you want to talk about?
Well, did you guys, how about Final Fantasy? Are you guys into that? I love you.
Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Have you played Final Fantasy? I thought you'd talk.
I mean, Jeremy played Final Fantasy, and so I watched him for a little bit.
We had a good friend that liked Final Fantasy, and I remember playing this quiz where you had 4 images and you had to choose which video game it was from. Every time I got it wrong, it was because it was from Final Fantasy. So
they announced the next one also, so we'll probably see that in, 2 years?
Okay, new Final Fantasy in 2 years. Sweet.
Very nice. How many Final Fantasies have there been?
Yeah, how many are there total?
Are we talking just the regular ones, the main story ones, or are we talking all around?
Main story?
There's a ton of spin-offs.
There's lots of spin-offs.
I don't know. That's a great question. I know that like
Maybe just like the main ones. Like how many
Yeah,
main ones have
16
there
was
been?
just announced.
16?
yeah,
Wow.
that's what I thought. I was like, there's probably a lot.
That's a lot. Well, the
And
timer
then if you
has
take
gone
like
off.
13 definitely had two extra.
Uh,
13.2 and 13.3, and 10 had 10.1 and 10.2, so there's a lot of them that have extra spin-offs and other games
oh wow.
that just carry the Final Fantasy tag.
That's quite the series of games. Cool that
Yeah,
it's been
they've been
successful
going.
for this long.
I think they've been going since 1991 or something like that, maybe earlier.
91.
I was
Sweet.
told the story of the reason for the name. I heard that reason. It was the company that made it. That would be Square. They were not doing good. They were about to go bankrupt. It was literally their final fantasy to. It was the final
Oh.
stretch, their final game. If it didn't go well, they wouldn't be around.
And now 16 games later,
Yeah.
they're still
Yeah.
around.
30 years later.
30 years later. Doesn't
Yeah.
feel like 91 was 30 years ago.
Yeah,
Not that I was even alive then. I was coming a little bit later, but
yeah. Pokemon's been around for a long time too, but
it's true.
not that long.
Yeah,
Pokemon
Pokemon.
was 95.
Pokemon started in yeah, I was gonna say 90.
This is as old as me.
Technically, it came out in Japan before the US too.
I'm handing,
That could be
handing back the
true.
reins to Little Red Rock. There you go.
Sure.
Thanks, baby. All right, guys. That's my wife. She's cute.
And there we have him again.
Hello, I'm back. But yeah,
So does that mean the value of the stream just dropped because now it's just two men?
now it's just two guys. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Nah. I think that if people can't get down with just two bros chatting it up, then something's wrong. But
I was saying
anyways.
Digimon is the best. I believe that Digimon and Pokemon were different enough that they could have the fans that share the both. There's a big enough difference between Pokemon and Digimon. The main thing is the Mon part, the monsters that they fight with.
yeah,
But
I mean, you have Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, Duel Masters also for a while.
Yeah, there were a fair bit of like card games / TV shows that went on in the late 90s.
Beyblade.
At least. Yeah, Beyblade. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well,
then they came into all where we started being growing up, and then they gave me all of the new things.
Yeah.
All of those Bakugan and what do they call all the small balls that pop up and we're ready to fight and all that.
Small balls.
I
know
think
that
it's
one.
Bakugan.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they turn into little like monster type things, like little creatures. Yeah, I was thinking Bionicles or something like that, because Bionicles had like they had like a series where they all turned into balls. It was like Bionicles. What was it called? There's like a series.
I watched that. I watched some of the first Bionicle because I was young when that. Well, I still feel young, but I was a youngling when that came out.
Yeah,
I had some of them. They were pretty cool. They were a new series from Lego. It was also one of their. They had to do something new. They had to change up something, and that became one of their savior parts also.
Ah, right, yeah. Yeah, Lego's been trying to stay relevant for a long time.
Yeah, have you watched the Lego documentary on Netflix?
I don't think I have. I don't know. I honestly can't think of what it would be, so I probably haven't.
It's like a 1 hour documentary on what Lego is, what they were, and the story. It was pretty interesting to watch, especially because I live in Denmark. I've been around Lego forever. It's part of the Danish culture.
Oh, interesting. So for those of you that don't know, this is the Fifth Viking. He's a streamer. He lives in Denmark. We're talking about Legos and Denmark. What is the connection?
that Lego is actually the name itself is like God that's been pulled together, and it literally means play well.
Play well, interesting.
And it's manufactured. It was invented in Denmark. It was patented in Denmark, and it's just originates from Denmark. We have the Legoland, which I believe there is more around in the world now, but the original one is actually just a couple hours drive away.
Huh. I actually didn't know that Legos were originally from Denmark. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, the coolest thing I think is on the name that I'll type it here in your chat, so that means play well. And they have taken the part of each word.
Oh, interesting. Minecraft comes from Sweden. Legos come from Denmark. There you go. Yep. Europe giving us all the good stuff.
No, just a naughty.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Spain hasn't come up with anything except for paella.
Well, we have pizza from Italy and pasta from Italy, so
yeah, Italy's putting in work for the rest of Southern Europe. So
yeah, we also have Germany with the sausages and good beer and stuff, so they put in pretty good work also.
That's true. I feel like most places in Europe have like a pretty unique thing, at least, you know.
France has wine and snails.
France has wine and bread. I feel like France does bread really, really well. Like the baguette. Like, come on.
Yeah, true.
The baguette's pretty iconic.
But now, how would you, or do you even know about this bread?
Ciabatta? I've had it. We have it in the U.S. and
it's one of my favorite ones. I actually don't remember where it originates from.
I have no idea.
But I have a feeling that it is also European.
Could be, yeah.
Actually, it is.
I feel
Italian.
like I was going to say it's probably like Greek or Italian.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
Italian.
bring that up so people can see that. Huh. The more you know. Yeah, I don't think I've ever learned this much about bread and Legos and stuff
in such a short time.
Yeah, exactly. This is densely packed information, ladies and gentlemen. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna do my own intro, I guess, because like I didn't start it, so it feels weird. But anyways, to everybody on YouTube watching this, hello and welcome. I am streaming live right now on Twitch, so this is going up on YouTube after the fact. But yeah, welcome to everybody who's watching it later. This is part of a series of interviews that I am doing here on Twitch. And if you haven't seen any of my other interviews after you watch this one, you can go and check out the other ones. They are in a playlist on my YouTube channel, so they'll be there. To everybody out there, do you want to give yourself kind of like an intro, kind of like tell everybody who you are, what you're about, just so that we can kind of get to know who you are? I know the Fifth Viking, I guess I should say, from a mutual streamer friend, Calpy, who actually is in one of our previous streamer interviews, the first one ever that I did. And so that's kind of how I know you from. I've seen you in his chat, so just kind of a community going around here. Yeah, so tell us about yourself.
Well, as already said, I'm a streamer, variety. Currently, I'm doing 3 different games a week because I have a stream schedule that's wrapped around my work schedule. So I stream Tuesday and Thursday mornings and Monday and Friday evenings. And then in the weekend, we have Sunday morning as well.
Okay.
And that means that to have something special for each of the groups that can watch the streams, I do Tuesday and Thursdays, I do Oxygen Not Included right now. Then Friday,
what kind of game is Oxygen Not Included? Just because, you know.
It's a colony simulator management game where everything that can go wrong will go wrong. It takes a lot of hours. It really does, but it's really fun. If you're into this type of game, it's kind of like RimWorld, but it's 2D and you don't have the attacks from wild tribes. Okay. So you have to manage their oxygen, their food, their water, their temperature.
Okay.
That you can overheat the colony so that you can't grow any food because it all just it's too warm. Food won't grow.
Yeah, it's a desert.
And that's what killed my first 2 colonies after about 20 to 25 hours on each of them.
Okay.
The one that I'm on now has 50 hours playtime, and when it crashes, because I feel it will, there's no other choice than start over.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a cool type of game. Something where you have like kind of like a civilization type thing where you're a building, but then you also have a little bit more management of the people. Because I feel like in Civilization, you kind of just like build stuff and then you like get the resources from them. It's more of like a farming thing as opposed to like a maintaining
on the map. So on top of that, you need to start dealing with. You have to go out into space to get more. You need to go to get oil. You need to go down to the low layers where there's volcanoes and magma underneath, and that'll start overheating soon.
Yeah, seriously. Cool. So what other games do you play then?
No Man's Sky is Sunday and Monday.
Okay, that's like space Minecraft kind of.
Yeah, and they're actually getting a new update next week. They just teased it yesterday.
Ooh, nice.
We don't know anything about it other than it's going to be Origin. That's the name of it. That's all we know.
Look forward to that. And then what was the third game you said you played?
Currently Fable on Fantasy Friday.
Fable's an old game, right?
Yeah. It's Fable Anniversary, the remaster of it. After that, I'm moving on to Kingdoms of Amalur because I just... How many? 2 weeks ago? I think 2 weeks ago I bought the Collector's Edition. Oh no, a week ago.
Oh, cool.
So we did
I feel like I've heard of Fable.
Of this thing. So,
the Re-Reckoning.
Yeah, that's because it's GHQ that bought it now. It was EA before, and
okay, so it's like GHQ a remastered version.
Do anything with it because it was still the IP was still the rights were still belonging to EA. So if they released anything, they would have to pay a part of it to EA. By waiting till now, they're able to making it their own.
Interesting.
So remastered the game, adding more stuff to it, and yeah.
All right.
I enjoyed the game first time around. It was back on PS3, Xbox 360.
Yeah. I remember hearing about Fable back in the day when like I wasn't playing video games, but my older brother was, and then I was like, oh yeah.
3 games at least, if not 4.
Okay, yeah. I feel like people said that like Fable was like a bad game. Like I lived in a pretty like I don't know. Close. I don't want to say it's a bad game.
People saying Minecraft is a bad game. People saying Diablo is a bad game.
No, not bad. Like, so you have to understand. So I come from like I guess a background where people are a little bit more closed-minded. Like, and it wasn't like bad as in it wasn't a good game. It was bad as in like there's like evil things that you could do in the game. Yeah. You know,
that's correct.
Things like
there's
Magic the Gathering, or there's like a bunch of games when I was a kid that was like, well, you don't play those games because those games are like of the devil or something.
I can see that because you can do there's good and bad alignment in here, and depending on whether or not you do like if you go around and kill everybody in a town, obviously you go and get bad.
Yeah, you turn evil or whatever because they have like a morality system where you can either become more good or become more evil depending on your actions in the game.
And it shows because I had to do some quests yesterday where I had to kill some traders and guards and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I went back to town and everybody was running away from me screaming.
Right.
Until I went and donated like 100,000 gold to the church and then became good again.
Is it that easy to just become good again? You just got to donate money?
Yes, but I didn't find in the past. It was only yesterday that I realized that it's actually easy to make money if you just abuse the system. So I went over, bought all the gemstones they had, because the more they have, the cheaper they sell. Right. So I bought them all. Now they had none, so now they will pay full price for them back, which was like 300 gold more than what I bought them for. So I sold them all back for profit.
Goodness gracious!
And I just
it's a flawed economy system.
I think most economy systems in games you work that way, though.
Yeah, I feel like one of the economy systems that I've had the most experience with in a game is RuneScape. I don't know if you've ever played RuneScape.
Yeah, I have.
But
I have at least above level 100, so...
Okay, cool. I'm not. But
I got my 99 last time I played.
Oh, cool. So anyways, you have the regular shops, and if you sell them something, then the more that you sell them, the less they'll buy it for. but they'll always sell things to you for the same price. And so I feel like the shops have a pretty good economy where it's like, you know, you can never make money off of them. But then you have the Grand Exchange, which is like the player economy where it's like players offer it up at a certain price that they want to pay for it. And you can say, oh, I only want to sell it for this much or whatever. And I feel like the economy on that game works for the most part. But over time, as more and more people play the game, things lose value because there's just more things in the game. You know, there's
certain things gain value, such as the party hats that are no longer obtainable from the first couple of years.
Yeah, exclusive items gain value, but the rare items that are still grindable lose value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because more people play it, more of them drop, and it just means that they're available to more people, and
I heard that there was an issue with that for like World of Warcraft actually, where their economy was stopping to it wasn't working anymore because since it had been around for such a long time, you know, the creatures that you can kill will always drop more money. So there's an infinite supply of money, but you know, so it's just like eventually the economy just kind of breaks down because like people can keep on grinding over time.
I would also say it's their own fault. I'm playing it currently, not right now as we're talking, but I'm currently subbed and playing World of Warcraft, and they just yesterday I got more than 6,000 gold due to quest rewards and stuff. So they have done it themselves. They implement some gold things, such as a mount for 5 million gold. But it's on their own fault that the increase in gold gain is on them.
Yeah.
When I can go out and kill 4 or 5 enemy mobs and have 100 gold in drops from them, compared to what it was before when it wasn't even gold they dropped, it would only be silver or copper. Then it is definitely on their own fault that the whole economy is going where it is.
Yeah. So you're saying that there's like almost like a power creep, but like a gold creep where you the new expansions, the characters or the creatures or monsters or whatever that you kill, like drop more gold than in the past?
Yes. The value of the items they drop, even the gray vendor items, have risen. I know of some of them that drop pretty regularly an item worth 14 gold.
Right.
If we go back and do some of the old raids, the best items you could get in that expansion was 14 gold. So if you compare that...
So it's just inflation then?
Yeah.
It's just straight up inflation, because if things cost more and you're getting more money, then nothing has changed. The numbers are just getting bigger.
Exactly, and that's what they also did back in, I believe, Cataclysm, where they went and did a squish of health numbers, because we were running around with 1 million health.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because that was getting out of hand. Lowered all the numbers, but kept the values the same in the end.
It's getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
If anybody didn't get that, that's from Star Wars. Talking about Jedi.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very, very nerdy interview already. I love it. We're getting deep into the World of Warcraft and the Pokemon and whatnot. Pokemon had that issue too, actually. Speaking of power creep, the new Pokemon cards are like way better than the old Pokemon cards. They have more health. They do more damage. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have seen that on just some of the packages you can get in any store. You can go in and see the front card. Yeah. It'll be like crazy compared to
150 health or something like that. Dude, Charizard was like the best card in Generation 1 or whatever, and it only had like 100 health.
And I think it could hit for 120, was some of the strongest attacks back then.
Yeah.
And now they hit for 250, and like, what? What happened when?
Yeah, you can't play Pokemon with an old deck anymore. You have to buy the new cards, and that's kind of their marketing strategy, is that if you want to stay like current, you have to
I guess Magic the Gathering is actually opposite. Because Magic the Gathering had the old cards where there wasn't as many restrictions on, but then they made standard rules, so you can't use them if they're not from within the past 2 or 3 years.
Depending on what type of tournament you do in Magic, yeah. I actually had a friend who did Magic tournaments, and he was telling me that they have like Classic or Legacy. I don't remember what they called it, but essentially you could use any card no matter what, and they weren't competitive. They weren't a competitive like system. And then they had the competitive like tournament that was only in the last year, and that's how they do it now. Is they release a core set. Yeah. And then they release like expansions throughout the year.
2 or 3 expansions for that, and
yeah, and then that's what you have to create your deck from.
It's really expensive. If you want to stay in the loop with any of those cards, it's really expensive, especially if you want to go directly through booster packs and don't want to buy the
individual cards.
Yeah. But even if you go for individual cards, it's still expensive on all of the popular cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really expensive to actually to do it.
Yeah. No, I know. So, I've actually played a lot of Magic the Gathering back when I was in my early 20s. I flipped and played a butt ton of Magic. I have at least
four of their big packs. If you can see the red pack up there, that's one of them. Over there, I also have a big pack of more cards. That's just storage.
That's
I have several decks. I think I went and made at least one of each monocolored deck just because I could.
Dang, you must have a lot of cards. It's actually hard to make a decent deck out of one color, just because like if you don't have enough cards, you can't do it.
It wasn't. I don't want to say if they were decent or not. They were fun. They weren't competitive. They were for playing with friends, but even then, they were still expensive.
Yeah, no, Magic is super expensive. What, like a booster pack costs like $5 or something, or
sounds right.
Something like that. And then if you want to get like a big pack, it's like $40. And then if you want to get like a really big pack, it's like 80. Yeah.
If you want the booster box where there's 36 booster packs in, that's still cheaper than buying them each
individually.
So it is expensive to play, and it really is.
Yeah, dang. Anyways, so that I love this conversation, but I feel like we should get in and learn a little bit more about you still. How did you get into streaming? What made you want to start streaming? How long have you been streaming for?
Almost 2 years. In 2 months, it's been 2 years.
Okay, cool.
So I wanted to try something new when I didn't have work. I wanted to have a reason to get up in the morning because I was sleeping. Day and night became one. I had no reason to get up in the day, so that's why I started streaming in the morning. It meant that at least I had to get up at a certain time.
Yeah.
And then when I started working, I was back on schedule on getting up in the mornings. So I needed something to do. So I figured I would try streaming because it seemed fun. And when I started out, it was from my PlayStation that I streamed through a capture card.
Right, yeah.
No camera, and actually the first couple of streams, it was even without a headset. I was typing in chat.
Oh, no way. That's tough. That's tough playing a game and then also using a keyboard to type to your chat.
It was Fallout 76 that I was playing that back then. I started streaming on the day of that release.
Okay.
And I played it all the way up till I had the Platinum Trophy, and then we moved on, and I think it was Diablo 3 after that. At this time, I did have a headset.
Right.
So I could at least talk. And then we did that until I had a Platinum Trophy there. Then we moved over to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, got a Platinum Trophy there. Then
what do you mean by the trophy? Sorry, I don't think I understand.
On PlayStation, when you beat the game, sometimes it's just beating the games. Other times it's getting all of the achievements in the game. Then you get a Platinum Trophy, which is the highest trophy you can get.
Oh, cool. So it's like essentially you've done all the things that you needed to do in the game. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, on Xbox, I've only had an Xbox, so you have like the little like points system or whatever that you get for getting achievements, but there's no like completion badge or something like that. It's more like you just get all the achievements and then increase your total gamer score or something. So
basically, they just do it with trophies. And then after that, I actually got my desktop, moved over to desktop, started streaming there. I don't remember what I played on here first. No, I also did some Assassin's Creed 3 on PlayStation because that released with the season pass.
Okay. Cool.
But I don't remember what game I started out with on PlayStation at all, or on PC at all.
It's all good. So you've been streaming for a decent amount of time then.
Yeah.
What so you said you started streaming and then you got a different job or something like that, and then you started working in the mornings?
I was jobless, and then I got a job.
Okay. So do you still have that job, or do you have a different job now?
Different job, still in the same type of work, but
Okay.
different place.
Cool. I think I remember what you do for work, but do you want to tell everybody else what you do as your like part-time job for streaming and working?
Well, I actually told your wife also, but I work in sales.
Okay.
I work in a store with sales. It used to be a complete only a tech store, but
Mhm.
now I'm in more like what you would call, I think, Asda or Walmart or Target, one of those all
Like
in
a
one.
department store.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I still work in the technology part, electronics. That's still where
Ooh.
I'm at. So it's still gaming related, it's still all of that. So it's where I like it.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah, no,
I've been
that does sound
working.
like fun. If I was going to work at a department store, I'd probably work in the electronics department.
Yeah, you also have to deal with the other consumer electronics, such as the houseware and
TVs or
TVs, and it's also toys, and it's actually also under this, and so is books. So you kind of get all round, but you are more specific in what area do you work in, because you always have coworkers. So each of us kind of specialize in each place.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, okay, so you started streaming and then you were like, yeah, I like this, and then you got a job, and then you were like, oh, but I'm going to keep on streaming. What kind of goals do you have for your streaming career? Is it something that you would like to eventually have be your full-time job?
I would love to be able to do that, but first of all, we need to move away from this apartment. We live in a two-room apartment. I'm in the living room.
Okay.
Vincent is on the couch, like 4 meters away. It's not like I actually have to pay attention to. I can't just stream whenever I want because she's here also. I can't just go, oh, now I want to stream, because she pays attention to I'm streaming. That means she's not going to do any calls or Discord with any friends. She's not going to be playing games with friends where they talk. She's staying quiet for the most time, which is also why I'm trying to do it in the morning when she's not home.
Does she want to come say hi, or?
No.
Okay.
She had a terrible night, so she's just laying on the couch with a blanket, trying to take a nap. So
okay, cool. I just feel like if she wants to participate, then she's more than welcome. Just so she knows.
She has been on my stream once. She does want to be on the camera.
I feel that. I totally respect that.
That was my birthday stream last year, and I kind of expect that she may have a reappearance this year.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's awesome. One of those annual events. She'll be on the cam for like 5 minutes during my birthday while I get out to stretch or something, because
disappear again for another year.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, obviously my situation is pretty similar. I'm in my bedroom, and my wife is actually like, sleeping in the background for like the first, almost half of my stream on her days off, And so, I try and be quiet. And what was that?
That, like today, she only just got up here half an hour ago, and that's just how it is. We feel the hand we are dealt. We can't change the situation right now, so we just got to do with what we got to do.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we deal with the hand that you are dealt. Yeah.
But that's the only thing that. When we move, because we are going to move at some point, it may not be in the next month, it may not be in the next year, but we are going to move. I know that the next place we're going to move to, I'm looking to have a room that I can make into a stream room.
Right.
So that way I can...
Dedicated.
Dedicated, and instead of having all this behind me, I would be able to actually have, like, I have a shelf over here that full of collector's edition statues. I guess we can go just look up there. Not sure if it's showing.
See if
that's all of my collection Yeah, Sea of Thieves was from Loot Crate. The rest of it is collector's editions or statues that I have bought, and that's why when I move, I want to be able to actually. Yeah, I just got a new monitor arm yesterday, so still trying to figure out the position of the camera rolls.
No, you're good.
But when I move, I have like how many? 20-ish, 25, 30, something like that. Funko Pops. There's to all of my games. All of that stuff could be behind me and be part of the stream instead.
Yeah, have your nice cool background with the receipts and everything. I feel like that's every streamer's dream. Is you got the cool setup with
you have the stuff that's related to you.
LEDs.
I don't know if I'm gonna have RGB.
So.
RGB is something like it does make you go faster, but
RGB does make you go faster. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I said it doesn't.
No, I know. But yeah, no, I think to a certain extent having a good looking backdrop is important. I think it's not the most important thing. I think to anybody that's looking to stream or is already a streamer out there,
I don't think
you should be worried about.
It is important to get to it.
Yeah, I think you should be worried about a lot of other things first. Having good enough internet so that you can actually stream at a decent quality. But then also your audio is probably the most important thing, because everything that they're going to hear is coming out of your mouth. The game sound, can't change that, but you can change your microphone. So having a microphone that's going to pick you up and be good is really good, because I can't tell you how many streams that I've clicked on and their voice is like coming through a headset and it's all like, and I'm just like, nope, I'm out.
I'm agreeing to a certain degree, because I started off with a headset. You can have a decent headset. A headset with a good microphone is
this headset's
great.
good. Like, I had that first, but
yeah, I started off with headset streaming. It will function. What you need to be aware of is your voice levels or sound levels, so that like when you have a Discord call going, they don't overpower you if you're playing with them.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many streams I've been in where they're playing with friends or something, or you can't hear the streamer because all
the friends are louder.
Or the game is so loud that you can't hear them, or the game is so low you can't hear the game. There's a lot of sound levels. You want them sitting right, and it's a lot of work. It really is. It's not just hit play and you're good. That's not how it works.
I've actually spent a decent amount of time trying to figure out how to make my audio sound better. And, part of it's having this, new microphone or whatever that I got. But part of it's actually being able to know what to do in the software side of things. Because,
my microphone is right here. It's Blue Yeti Nano.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's I got it on sale, and I'm extremely happy with it.
Yeah.
It's been a real change to everything.
If you haven't looked it up, there are actual like filters that you can do from Streamlabs or from other places that you can help like edit your sound. So currently I'm using RTX Voice because there's a lot of background sound in my room. It's echoey. There's no soundproofing. I have a fan going on right now, but you guys can't really hear any of that because
the RTX sound software is really great if you have the cards that can support it.
You can also do it without one. There's workarounds, but then also I have compressors on the mic. I have software that's compressing my sound. I have an EQ wave that I've added to my voice so that it sounds a little bit better, because depending on your microphone and depending on the voice that you have just as a person, you might need to like make the bass a little bit lower, make the bass a little bit higher, make the treble a little bit lower or higher. Sometimes if you really like a sound where you just have a lot of middle, because the middle treble or the middle area, I guess, of sound is where your voice is a lot of times. So sometimes making that be a little bit higher can be good too. But there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of really great YouTube stuff out there if you want to look that up. But I highly recommend making sure your audio is good.
Yeah. Audio is the main thing. A camera is by choice. It's not needed. There's plenty of big streamers that don't have a camera. There's plenty of successful streamers without a camera. Stable internet doesn't necessarily have to be high speed but stable is the most important part in it. Else you're not going to be able to be live at all.
Yeah. If it cuts out all the time, your people are never going to stick around.
Find out which broadcasting software is the main one that you like. If it's Stream Elements, if it's OBS, if it's Streamlabs, if it's the Twitch broadcaster, there's plenty of stream software now that you can use.
Yeah.
So just find out which one you prefer and then go with that. I'm actually looking to move away from Streamlabs because it kept crashing on me in the past 2 weeks. I had 4 or 5 crashes where it would drop my stream totally, and I had to restart Streamlabs to even get it back. And I'm just done now. It's been with me for 2 years. It's sad to move away, but I'm looking at it differently. It's going to be a time for change. It's just going to give me the opportunity to set up new scenes and everything, new alerts maybe.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, to change stuff around. Part will still be the old, but starting soon, stuff like that has to be changed because it won't import that. So now I need to do something new, and well, that's just how it is.
Yeah. No, I think you have a really good theme actually already on your stream, so you got good roots that you can work with, and it's a little bit of extra work, but I think that sometimes it takes a little bit of extra work to move past somewhere where you've been before. And if you want to improve and get better at something with anything in life, really, like sometimes you have to take one step back so that you can take 2 steps forward in another direction. But yeah. So you do want to become a full-time streamer. Do you have
I would love to be able to, but it's something that I'm not worried about it ever happening, because if it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, and I'll still be able to keep streaming when I can and have fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's as long as I enjoy it, that's my main thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think if you stop having fun while you're streaming, there's something wrong.
I've specifically chosen that there's games I don't want to stream because I want to be able to play them off stream with friends and have fun. Where if I start streaming them, I feel like I can't proceed in that game because now it's a stream game.
Yeah, I get that. It's like having TV shows with your significant other. It's like, okay, we can have a TV show that we watch together, and then we'll have one that I watch by myself so that I don't have to wait for you to watch that one.
It's the same thing there that, like, World of Warcraft, I want to be able to play that when I feel like it. Call of Duty, when I feel like it. Call of Duty, Warzone, I have been able to stream a few times because that's the way of the game is.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I want to be able to enjoy games, like Oxygen Not Included. I really feel like playing it, but I'm waiting till Tuesday when it's next on stream because I don't want to progress my base. I don't want to start another base. I want to... Everything that I do and learn on that game has to be on stream.
Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like I've talked to a couple of other, or at least maybe not talked to, but I've watched content from bigger streamers, bigger YouTubers, and for the most part, I feel like a lot of them don't actually play games unless they're making a video or they're streaming. And
that's what I've heard a lot of content creators also, that we are so into streaming now that I'm not able to play a game if I don't stream it, and I don't want to be there. I want to be able to play a game. Playing games is what I do for enjoyment. If I can't play a game without having to stream it, then why?
Yeah.
Really, why?
I think it's interesting. I'm at a very interesting point right now where a lot of what's going on in my stream is connected with my community because I have a community Minecraft server going on.
Yeah.
And so, like as I'm doing things, like people in the community can be in the same place that I am. And it's an interactive experience that I really, really like. But I do also, kind of get that thing where, like you're talking about, if you enjoy it while you're off stream more than you enjoy it while you're on stream, sometimes it feels like you're ruining the game for yourself if you have to stream it. For me, I feel like sometimes it's nice to be able to have that solo experience and not have to like share it with everybody else, just because then there's a lot more like, you're trying to do a build or something like that and somebody has, something that they want you to do or whatever. And like, not that that bothers me, but I feel like there is a time and a place for like enjoying things by yourself and enjoying things with other people. So it's an interesting balance, I think, as a streamer to figure that out.
The thing that they specifically said is, I can't play a game without being on stream now, and I'm that's just no.
Like they don't want to play unless they're streaming it because they feel like they're gonna miss out on like opportunities to grow as a streamer. Or?
That could be the reason why, but that they can't just sit down and play a game if they don't hit that go live button. And that's just. I feel that that's maybe you went too far. Then that you want to be able to do the stuff, but then again, if it's your work, I can see if you're a full-time streamer, then it may be harder to also play off stream because it's your work, and now how you're going to be enjoying it as enjoyment afterward.
Yeah, I get that. I think, I mean, especially like what you're talking about, I feel like I have some part of that where even after I get done streaming, I'm kind of like, I still want to play some more video games. Even though I play video games for 6 hours a day, which, if, you asked your mom, how long should you be playing video games a day? She'd probably not say 6 hours.
Probably not 12 hours.
Yeah, not 12 hours, not 6 hours. But, sometimes you feel like you need a little bit more video games in your life. And I think it's a weird thing because like on my days off, for example, it'd be so easy when I'm playing games or whatever. It'd be so easy to just be like, well, I'll just go live. I'll just stream this because I'm already here playing video games. Why not just invite everybody else? But I think you come to the issue of, like getting burnout. Because when you're streaming, you're on stage, you're performing, it
takes energy.
Yeah, you're making a show essentially, which is fantastic, and I love that. It gives me energy to feel like I'm putting on a good show. But you can get burnout, you can do all that. But then I feel like there's another issue that I've actually heard some people talk about, and that is the concept of scarcity. I am not the end all be all as far as like what's good strategy and bad strategy as a streamer. If you're streaming for more hours, you're more likely to get more people onto your stream. However, the concept of scarcity is that if something is a resource that is scarce, as in there's not very much of that resource, then it will become more valuable. That's why diamonds are valuable. There's not very many of them. They're hard to find. And so if you think about yourself as a streamer as a diamond, if you're streaming every day and you never take those breaks, you don't have your day off or whatever, then there will never be a day when somebody says, oh man, I wish it was, Tuesday again so that Little Red Rock was streaming, so that the Fifth Viking was streaming. They never miss you because you're always there, you're always accessible, and so you don't become that rare commodity, which I think is an interesting,
Well, I think it goes both ways, because if we take Calby as an example, every day but at the same time, meaning that, I wish it was 1 o'clock so he would be live.
Sure.
So
I get that, yeah.
It can be both. I think if you stream all the time, you need to be very, very consistent with the timing, just as Calby did. Well, like when I stream, I have it set up in different, I have morning and evening streams. And I can feel the difference also. It's different people that turn up. But if I chose to go at the same time every single day, if that was possible for me, it would be more of the same people that would show up. Yeah, you're everywhere and nowhere. And Calby is here. His ears must be burning with all the talking we do about him.
I think it's an interesting concept because here's the thing, like, especially, when you're starting out, I think there's a fear of missing out. There's a fear of, if I'm not streaming...
FOMO is a thing when you're starting out. You feel like, oh yeah, I have everything to give. Everybody should watch me. I need to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Else they're going to miss out on me. How are they going to live if I'm not on?
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, but when you're starting out, you think you have all the answers and you have everything. Of course, you're just going to go direct to partner, and then you hit that like button and you have one viewer.
This is very telling as far as the differences in our confidence there, Fifth Viking. I feel like I didn't have any of the answers when I first started, but I did have a fear of missing out, that when I clicked end stream, that I was going to be missing out on potential people that could have come into my stream. Or maybe if I had just streamed for another half an hour, another person would have come in and I could have gotten another follow or whatever, you know. But that's like a really, really toxic way to think about life, think about streaming, think about anything, because you can only do what you can do. And, you know, I don't know. I don't think that you should be worried about what's happening when you're not streaming. I think you should be worried about what you're doing when you're not streaming. Are you taking time for yourself? Are you doing things that are going to help replenish your creativity? If you're spending all your time when you're not streaming doing things that are taking more from you and taking more of your energy instead of giving energy back, then you're just going to be more tired the next time you hop back on. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
If we go back to talking about stuff on stream also, I mean, as some people already know, I was lucky. I was right time, right place several times in a game. I got hit within a month 3 times with 3 very, very big raids.
How big were they?
The biggest was 1,700.
1,700 people.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
1,715 to be exact.
Ooh, he remembers. This was a good day.
That I have a clip of it. You can see how my brain melts down.
I've actually seen this clip.
Yes, you can see how I stop functioning. I don't know how to speak. I will say though that from that point, then the next time when I was hit with 500 and something, which was the next 2 raids, I knew I could handle it now. That one experience with the 1,700 people, it was a baptism by fire. It really was. I was, here you go, you deal with it.
They dropped you into the deep end of the swimming pool.
Yeah, and no one was there to save me. So I just had to keep going with that, and it made it so that the next time when I got hit by a big raid, the next time that I saw big numbers in my viewers, I did not freak out. When chat was going fast the next time, I didn't freak out. I knew I could handle it. I just keep being me.
Yeah.
But that day, I freaked out. I
really
believe it.
I would freak out too.
And
so many eyeballs all looking at you at the same time.
So many people watching you right now, watching your every move, and this was in Legend of Runeterra, and a lot of those were better players than me.
Yeah.
And then being judged by everything that you do, and all of a sudden realizing, well, they must still be enjoying it because they're still hanging out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I mess up. I don't have to do everything perfect. As long as I enjoy it and as long as I do well, they will keep watching. As long as they enjoy the content, they don't care if I play good, if I play bad. They care about the fun and the entertainment.
Yeah. This makes me think about an interesting YouTuber that I actually stumbled upon the other day. Have you ever heard of the YouTuber The Healthy Gamer?
No, I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube in general. Okay. I mainly have it on for some music.
So YouTuber The Healthy Gamer, he is a doctor from India, or at least he's Indian, and he has a PhD. I believe he's a psychiatrist technically, but psychiatrists know about therapy. Like, I graduated with a major in psychology and I know about therapy. I'm not licensed to practice therapy, but I'm familiar with
medicine.
Yeah, psychiatrists usually are the ones that prescribe medicine.
Where psychologist is the one that talk with you.
Yeah, therapist. Yeah. Like a licensed therapist. They would be the ones that, have like the chat with you that like you think of when you think of somebody laying on the couch or whatever and the person with a notepad. Like, that's a therapist. But anyway, so he's essentially doing therapy, although not technically because you can't do therapy on stream on Twitch. Apparently it's against the rules. So he's like not technically giving any medical advice, but it's essentially therapy. And he has actually done some interviews with some really big names. He's interviewed Pokimane. He's interviewed, what was her name? Lily. She's like this little little Asian girl. She interviewed Amaranth, a lot of like really, like big YouTubers. And why I thought about this is because you're talking about like feeling the pressure. We were talking about like feeling the pressure to like stream, or like you were saying everybody was watching you and you kind of felt like you had to act a certain way. I really think that especially in like larger streamers, even more than smaller streamers, there's a lot of like unhealthy ideas about streaming. There's a lot of like really, really bad, like psychological ideas to believe that like your value is tied to your viewers. You have to say certain things, you have to do certain things so that people will like you. Like there's a lot of like really bad stuff that goes on in streaming. And I think that like you're saying, like, you don't need to do something specific to make people like you. You just have to be you. I think that's a great, point. And it's something really important that people need to understand. So.
Yeah, one thing that I chose when I started streaming was also, I'm not going to put on an act. I'm going to be me. The only thing that I will do different is I don't want to swear. I don't want to be swearing on stream. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean I don't swear at all, because off stream and when I'm talking with friends, I swear all the time. There are several sentences where there's probably more swear words than regular words. But
is that hard for you to switch?
No.
Have you ever messed up or accidentally swore?
Not to my knowledge.
Somebody clip him. Get him say to swear it. I feel like if you like advertise that you like never swear, I feel like the second you mess up, somebody's gonna be like, flip it. Super funny, but yeah, it's I think it's something kind of hard to do. I try my 100% to not swear, but like, sometimes things come out.
That I don't get frustrated. I don't let the game frustrate me. If it comes to a frustrating point, I'd rather say, well, that's it for today. End early, swap game, do something else. If a game comes to a point where it's so frustrating that I can't. Yeah.
So do you feel like...
As Calvin's saying, I try not to never swear. That's my point. I don't think I have ever been swearing on stream, but...
Yeah. I think for me... it's interesting because you're saying like I've never been frustrated enough if I am frustrated, then I'll just like quit the stream. It sounds like swearing and like your emotions are kind of like linked or whatever. I feel like swearing for me is more about like comedy.
I also have ADHD, so it is a lot of there is a lot of stuff that went there.
Yeah, because I don't know. For me, like I think that swear words are funny. Some of my favorite comedy is just people using swear words like in a funny way.
If we want to hear fun swear words, we need to go to the British slang.
British slang does have a lot of good swear words. That's
true.
There
are a lot of great sayings, and not necessarily bad words, but the way they are said, you don't have to guess what does this mean. And I kind of want to get. I have heard Calpy off stream when he wasn't streaming. I've heard him just let it go that he was passionate about something.
I need to hear this. I just need to call Calpy and just have him just swear at me. Actually, that'd be a good experience.
Now I'm wondering if I could. I'm good at irritating people. I'm good at. I have a friend that he said his general sentence to me is go play on the highway. That's right. Quite commonly what he tells me.
Because you're because you swear like a trucker, or
no? Because I'm that annoying.
Ah, okay. I was like, is there a deeper meaning here to this?
I'm annoying. He wants me to go play on the highway, and since I wasn't, since the highway was too far, if I could just walk into that car and hurt myself.
Okay. I see. I get it.
So there's no bad intentions, and it is just all fun. We're laughing at it, and I also know if we were to be thrown out of this apartment tomorrow, I know that I would be able to call him and I would have a place to stay.
Sounds like a good friend.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if either of us get hurt, we will help the guy after we're done laughing.
Right. Yeah. After you're done laughing.
Yeah. After we're done laughing, and that's really it. I know I can trust him with everything, and I don't question whether or not there's any ill intentions with what he tells me. Whenever it's any of those, it's banter between us. That's really what it is.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. Having good friends is super important. Remember, your mental health is also linked to the people that you spend time with, and those are your friends. And so if you have good friends who are mentally healthy, you're probably going to, rub off on each other. Support each other. Support is huge, especially for guys, because guys, we don't reach out enough to other people for support. Women, they're really good at it, actually. Women are very good at supporting each other, they go to the bathroom together, they support each other. But guys, we're like, you don't need any help, but we do.
Yeah. Talk about the issues, talk about problems. That's really the most important thing.
Yeah.
The thing is that both of us, both my friend and me, we're not mentally healthy, but we let the other person vent if they need to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like you saying that you're not mentally healthy either means that you are healthier than you could be, or that you are in the process of trying to improve your mental health.
Probably in the process. I know that right now because a couple of years back I got diagnosed with stress. Also, I know why I had the stress. But there's a lot of things going on, and I know that my mental health could be better. I'm working on it.
Yeah,
and that's just. I think you can never stop working on it, really.
Yeah, I mean, mental health is a process. It's not an end goal that you just reach and you're like, "Yeah, I'm finally healthy." Like, mental health is something that you have to like work on every day. Like, every day the demons come knocking and they want to tear you down. They want to tell you that things are going to get worse, and you just have to keep on like practicing healthy habits, and you will continue to get healthier. You'll continue to stay healthy if you've already reached a good point, but it's constant work. It requires constant work. So but anyways, I want to kind of like keep this moving. I do love the mental health talk, though. I feel like that might end up being the title of this. Speaking of mental health, do you have any like suggestions or anything to people that are maybe looking to stream? People have been streaming for a while. You, I guess, are now the most experienced person that I've ever interviewed. I honestly didn't know how long you had been streaming for, but you have the most experience, and I feel like that's, most people probably can't say that they've been streaming for 2 years. If I'm being honest, I feel like statistically, most people probably are new streamers.
I feel like I'm a new streamer.
But you've stuck it around for 2 years. Like, that's a good amount of time. I think that as streamers, we have to take on a lot of roles. We have to take on, graphic designer role.
There is a lot of thing resting upon our shoulders for what we expected of us, and a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but some people also come in expecting that you can be their therapist.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more like, look at us like we are the barkeep instead. We'll be
barkeeper.
There. Yeah. We'll serve you while you're here, but don't come back next week expecting us to talk about all your problems once again and try to give you all the advice you need. We have our own health to look after. If you are at that point where you need that much mental health that you need other people to talk with about it in such degree, you want to seek out the professionals that are actually licensed to help you, because they have the tools, they have the means to help you better than anyone else.
Yeah.
But by going to a streamer first, as some people do, you acknowledge the fact that I may need some help, and that's the first big step.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times somebody's come into my chat and said something pretty extreme, like, things about like suicide or just really big mental health problems. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, you realize that we're not qualified. We're not licensed to do anything. And if you have a really, really big issue or big problem, like you need to get professional help. And I feel like I speak for both of us when I say this, we're pretty like patient and, loving people. And I talk to whoever comes into my chat that needs help. But like there's a limit to what I can do and what I should be doing because,
exactly. We need to look out for ourselves first. We can't look out for everybody else, no matter how much we want to.
And it's draining. It's very draining to talk about those things. That's why I actually didn't become a therapist with my psych degree, because I just knew that the second, I start going out and doing therapy all day, that I'm just going to bring it all home. And
you're going to need therapy next.
Yeah, and then I'll need therapy, my wife will need therapy because if I'm so like, broken up or whatever. But
it is very big, and is again the mental health. It's a very, very big deal of everything, and
yeah,
go to the people that are licensed to do it because they know what they're working with, they know what they're doing, and they are the ones that can help.
And it's their job.
Exactly.
As much as I love to talk to people and I love to help people, like a lot of my job as a streamer is, if that's your thing, I will say this, if that's your thing, if you're the streamer who you want your deal to be that you talk to people about like mental health things, then like go for it. Like that's your thing. But I feel like for most people, the entertaining part of their stream or the relatable part of their stream kind of has to come first. Because that's how they continue to stream. If you don't continue to stream, if you don't have a following, then you're not going to be able to keep on streaming. And so, it's kind of a balance.
I think it would work the opposite the way if you're a therapy streamer, because your job as a therapist is to make sure that the people in therapy don't need therapy anymore.
They can leave, yeah. But I think there's an endless supply of people that need therapy, though. So
sadly, yes.
I mean, I don't even feel like it's a sad thing. I mean, like you might feel like it's sad, but I feel like it's just a fact.
I think it's
of the earth,
it's
of
what
humans.
you put into it, what you connect with the why people need the therapy is a difference.
Yeah, because I feel like sure, yeah, people that have had hard lives need therapy, but people that have had good lives also need therapy. I think that there's a bad stigma where it's like, oh, you've had to have experienced bad things, or you have to have had a hard life or something like that to need therapy. But anybody can need therapy no matter what, just because therapy isn't about, you being messed up and somebody trying to fix you. Therapy is about establishing healthy habits so that you can have good mental health. And everybody needs good mental health. Sick people, healthy people. You all need good mental health. So is there anything that you'd like to talk about as far as like advice to streamers, anything else like that? Also, if you'd like to talk about like any interesting topics about streaming, the platforms, the future of streaming, how you think that's going to change over time. Is there any
streaming will be becoming way bigger with the people that also seeing that a lot of games are starting to use streaming as advertising instead of regular ads. They give out a few of the game keys, but it's going to be way cheaper than paying for big ads. Just have the streamers promote the games, make a good game, have a streamer promote it. That's what we're going to. I think we're going to see way more of that than what we are right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Overall, when you stream, be yourself.
I think
there's enough people out there taking on roles when they stream. I think it's more interesting to see and hear the real person.
Yeah,
that's also like Dr. Disrespect. That was a role taking on, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I love Dr. Disrespect. I think he's super entertaining, but definitely not my vibe. I would never do that. Like maybe I put on my glasses sometimes just to be funny, but
I mean, let me just see where I put it.
Are we doing Dr. Disrespect?
No, I have stuff like this that I put on.
I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah. No, I found what I was looking for.
The 2-time, back-to-back, 88, 89 champion. Nice. So, I like it. It's a unicorn.
Yeah. Unicorn hat, turkey hat.
That's a good vibe. That's a good vibe to have.
This is one of the channel point redemptions. I had someone redeem it yesterday. I did mention that if they had time today and would have been here, I would have put this on for half an hour.
Nice. Yeah. I've actually thought about wearing a funny hat.
Channel point redemptions get me to wear this or the turkey for half an hour. And on top of that, we ended up with the turkey unicorn. I don't think they have come up with what name it is yet. The Unikey or the turkey corn. They're working on it.
Okay. I don't know if I've heard of it, but
it's just basically they want me to wear them both at the same time.
Oh, I see. I get it. Yeah. No, I mean, like, having unique things about you, super important. And I think that as streaming progresses, we already feel like Twitch is a saturated platform, right? Like, everybody pretty much agrees that, like, Twitch is pretty...
Especially with the market becoming smaller with platforms to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Mixer being gone, Facebook gaming is there. YouTube gaming, don't think that's going too well.
The streaming on YouTube's going decently well. They're getting more and more market share, but still, small relatively. But yeah, I think streaming's just going to get bigger and bigger. So if you are looking to stream and looking to become a streamer, don't wait. Keep on learning, keep on growing, and just start streaming as soon as you can if that's what you want to do. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second best time is now. That is a saying that I really like, actually. So,
and it applies to streaming also. Usually what people find out when they start streaming is, I could have started 2 years ago when I first talked about it.
Yeah.
Why did I do that? Then I would have had 2 more years of streaming already.
Yeah, you can't take back what's happened in the past, but you can always learn going forward, and don't give up opportunities that you have in front of you. Exactly. All right. Tell us what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you while streaming, and then
that would probably still be the 1,700 people raid.
The big raid? Okay.
Yeah, that.
Has anybody asked you something crazy or said something crazy to you?
Probably, but if it's something too crazy, I let it.
Leave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on whether or not it's fit for the stream also, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I couldn't find you on Instagram. Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. I couldn't find you. What's your Instagram? Tell the people.
That was a no. I do not.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I have Twitter that I'm starting to use more, and there's pictures on there also.
Okay, cool.
Since I feel like you were looking for pictures of me that you were thinking of.
I was hoping to look at some of your socials so I could, have something to dig in about, but I couldn't find you on Instagram, and I know that you were on Twitter, but I don't really feel like Twitter is a very great place to get pictures, so I didn't look.
I'm putting up some stuff on there. Currently, what you would be seeing most is that I'm trying to eat healthier with more salads. You'll see that as starting the new job, having the face mask on and now the Vizia instead.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's mandatory to use on public transport in Denmark now. Yeah. So that's the latest stuff I put up. I don't really put up a whole lot of social media in general. I'm not a big social media person.
Got it.
So I feel like a couple of years back, I was on a family occasion. I made the choice that we went out to see some sand sculptures and everything.
Okay.
I decided instead of going around taking pictures of everything, I would rather experience it. Take one picture of the best sculpture that I've found, and then everything else would be my experiencing of it instead.
Right.
I wanted to be living in the now instead of having to share everything.
Yeah. No,
and
actually,
that goes on for everything else I do. I don't share a whole lot. I rather live the moment.
Yeah. I actually feel probably like that I'm closer to you in that regard. It's funny because my wife, she loves taking pictures. She takes pictures of a ton of things all the time. Isn't that right, sweetie?
I could say the same about mental over here, that if there's something
Yeah. So, but she loves taking pictures of everything, and I'm more of like, but I want to like just experience it. I don't have to like take pictures of it. But it's this weird balance because as you're experiencing things, it's great because you're feeling like you're in the moment. Your memories might even be more vivid of the moment. But also, as time passes, memories fade. And so even though that memory might be fairly vivid for you in that moment, over time, she'll remember more things because she can look back at her photos and be like, oh yeah, like, well, we did this on this day. And I'm like, how do you remember when we did that? And she's like, well, like, like I look at my photos a lot. And I think that maybe that's more about the review of the events. And I think that if you don't take pictures, it's harder to just sit down and be like, I want to remember that day at the beach.
And that's why I'd rather take one picture that sums up the experience for me. So I have one picture of it, and it goes to very much the show. If I'm taking a picture of something, I would take 1, 2, at most 3 pictures, and then one of those 3 will have to do. If Mental takes pictures of something, there's 40 pictures to go through
of that one thing. Pictures.
Yeah, and then she'll delete all the ones that that's shaky and all that. Whereas I'm more like, yeah, no, one of these 3 pictures will have to do, and that's just. I think that's very common also, that either you take a few pictures and say, okay, that's it, or you take all the pictures and then you go through and delete the worst ones and keep the best one.
Yeah. I think both are equally good ways of living your life. I just think it's interesting to think about because, like, I think there's definitely a balance there where it's like live in the moment or plan to try and, like document everything. But anyways, well, that was really cool insight. I've enjoyed interviewing you. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to plug any, self-promotion type things that you want here, tell everybody what you got going on. And
it would be for my Streamiversary coming up mid-November, November 14th.
Okay.
2 years anniversary, and also my birthday. We are going to be 12-hour stream, and there's probably going to be a community challenge coming up on my channel here in the next month, going up to it. There'll be a ton of giveaways, just like last year. I think we gave out more than 50 games. But yeah,
free games, everybody.
That's what I did last year, and played viewer interactable games, and looking to do some of that again this year.
Perfect.
The next month is obviously going to be some spooky games, which I'm thinking Dead Space, but other than that, regular schedule, whatever I do.
Cool.
I don't plan a whole lot of in the future. I'll be like, okay, what are we playing next week? I don't know what I'm playing.
I don't do that either. I don't plan much more than a week ahead when I'm streaming.
And then we have other people planning out the next month of games.
Yeah, I think that some amount of planning is good, but I think definitely sometimes you can overplan because then you're going to change it later on anyways. So
yeah,
it's good to have an idea, but most long-term goals are more vague, I guess. So, but anyways, thank you for being here, Fifth Viking. If you guys haven't gone over and followed him on Twitch, then head over there. The Fifth Viking, it shows it up on the screen over here. I guess he's over here. So go check him out. This is my name. There shows America. All right, cool. And is there anywhere else you want them to go and find you? Do you have a YouTube channel? You have Twitter, you said?
I only have Twitch and Twitter.
Twitch and Twitter. There you go. Find them, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We will see you later.
Yep. Later.
Have a great day, man.
You too. Bye.
Bye.